Hello everyone, it's Harmony, and welcome to the visual raid guide for the Ascension Arcadia Championship Light Heavyweight M2. The outer edges of this arena will be a danger zone. Touching it will give a temporary debuff that deals heavy damage over time. Call Me Honey is a group-wide attack that deals unavoidable damage to all party members. Healers be ready. Tempting Twist is an arena-wide donut-shaped area of effect that damages anyone not close to the boss. You will need to move in close before the boss finishes casting. Honeybee Line is a frontal and rear linear area of effect which travels through the boss for the entire length of the battlefield. Honeyed Breeze is a double tank buster that deals heavy damage to each tank with a cone area of effect. Use defensive cooldowns and shields to mitigate it. The tanks will need to move away from the group to avoid overlapping damage. The boss will jump to the center of the battlefield and cast Honeybee Live, a group-wide attack that deals unavoidable damage to all party members. The group will each gain a heart gauge, which is a set of 3 empty hearts above their heads, which will fill up if you take damage from the boss. If all 3 of these hearts are filled, you will become stunned for a short time. Love Me Tender will target all players with a circular area of effect for unavoidable damage, spread out to prevent overlapping damage from one another. The boss will then conjure 4 heart tower circles around the battlefield that will explode after a short delay, damaging the group and, as a result, increasing everyone's heart gauge. This can be avoided by at least one player standing inside the circle to soak the damage. However, players with 2 hearts already filled should avoid this task if possible. Love Seeker is a circular area of effect centered on the boss. This can easily be avoided by moving away from them. It can also cause slow-moving hearts to fill the battlefield if used during Honeybee Live, which you must avoid. The boss will immediately follow up with Love Me Tender, which when used during Honeybee Live will form circular area of effects of varying sizes around the battlefield in rapid succession, which will explode in the order they appear. This can be overwhelming visually, so stay calm. The boss will face a random direction and cast Blow Kiss, a large frontal cone area of effect. Love Me Tender will form large circular area of effects around the battlefield in succession, which will explode in the order they appear. You will need to quickly maneuver into the first circle to appear after it has detonated to avoid taking damage. Honeybee Finale is a group-wide attack that deals unavoidable damage to all party members and removes their heart gauge. Splash of Venom will grant the boss a buff that adds additional effects to the boss's Tempting Twist and Honeybee Line attacks while active. While the boss has the Splash of Venom buff, Honeybee Line will additionally cause a number of yellow globs to fly out onto the battlefield that will shortly explode in a circular area of effect. You will need to maneuver to a safe spot between them. The boss will also target all players with a circular area of effect for unavoidable damage. You will need to spread out to prevent overlapping damage from one another. You should have enough time to deal with the poison glob explosions before spreading out to prevent overlapping damage from one another. While the boss has the Splash of Venom buff, Tempting Twist will additionally cause a number of poison globs to fly out onto the battlefield that will shortly explode in a circular area of effect. You will need to maneuver to a safe spot between them. The boss will then target a random player with a stack marker. The party will need to stand together to share the incoming damage. Alarm Pheromones will summon additional enemies around the outer edge of the arena that will each cast a linear area of effect for the entire length of the battlefield in the direction they are facing and in the order they appear. You can easily avoid this attack by standing to the side of the first summoned enemy and then chasing the attacks around the arena. Alarm Pheromones will then summon a line of 4 enemies at the outer edge of the arena that will each cast a linear area of effect for the entire length of the battlefield in the direction they are facing for a synchronized attack. You can easily avoid this attack by standing near the edge, close to the first or last enemy in the line. The boss will jump to the center of the battlefield and cast Honeybee Live Show once again. The boss will then target 2 random players with a stack marker. The group will need to split in 2 and share the incoming damage of both attacks. You cannot all stack together as one cluster, as this will result in a group KO. The boss will then conjure 8 heart tower circles around the battlefield. This should leave all players with their heart gauge 1 away from being filled, so it is vital to avoid the second incoming barrage of area of effects and floating hearts. Alarm pheromones will now summon multiple enemies in random locations around the outer edge of the arena that will each cast a linear area of effect for the entire length of the battlefield in the direction they are facing and in the order they appear. This can quickly become chaotic and overwhelming. So do your best. You're almost there. The mechanics will then repeat until the boss is down. I hope you've all been doing well. Thank you for watching. And if you've enjoyed the videos, please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, take care of yourself and each other.